Life has a way of teaching us things, sometimes slowly, sometimes all at once. Along the way, we learn who's real, who's just passing through, and what really matters. The words you're about to hear aren't just quotes, they're reminders for those quiet moments when you need clarity, strength, or just a little peace. If you've ever found yourself overthinking, second-guessing your worth, or wondering who's really in your corner, these are for you. Take what speaks to you, leave what doesn't. But above all, let these words remind you, you are not alone. People can pretend for a while, but time always shows who really cares. Someone might say all the right things early on, but if they're not genuine, it'll show eventually. Real care doesn't fade when things get hard. It stays consistent. The ones who stick around when you have nothing are the ones who matter the most. Life can strip away your money, your status, your success, but the ones who still call, support you, or just show up, they're the real ones. Distance reveals who's putting in effort and who's just making excuses. When life gets busy or people grow apart, effort becomes clear. You'll see who values the connection and who is just there for convenience. If someone values you, you won't have to keep proving your worth. You won't be chasing, explaining, or convincing. Their actions will speak loud and clear. Real love shows up in the quiet moments, not just the big ones. It's not always about grand gestures. It's in the small, consistent things, the little ways they show they care. Letting go of the wrong people isn't a loss. It's actually a win. Some goodbyes bring freedom. You just didn't see it until they were gone. People will show you how they feel. Watch their actions, not their words. Anyone can say they care. But what they do, that's where the truth lives. You don't have to chase people who want to stay. The right ones won't make you beg for space in their life. They'll show up willingly. Growth is quiet. Healing is slow, but both are worth the wait. You might not feel it every day, but trust this. You're changing. You're rising. You're healing. You weren't too much. They just weren't enough. Your heart, your depth, your energy, it wasn't the problem. They just couldn't meet you there. Sometimes, the hardest person to walk away from is the one who taught you to stay. Letting go of someone who once felt like home, it hurts, but sometimes it's necessary. Respect doesn't come from love. It comes from character. Someone can say they love you and still treat you poorly, but respect, that's in the choices they make consistently. You can miss someone and still know they're not right for you. Missing isn't a reason to return. It's just part of the process of letting go. You don't have to explain your peace to people who prefer chaos. Protecting your space doesn't require permission. Some people thrive in drama. That doesn't mean you have to join them. Not everything broken needs fixing. Some things just need letting go. Trying to fix what's not meant for you will only drain you. Sometimes, walking away is the wisest thing you can do. The right people won't make you question your worth. They'll make you feel seen, heard, and valued. No confusion, no games, just clarity. Healing doesn't mean you'll forget. It means you'll stop bleeding. The memory might remain, but the pain won't. One day, you'll look back without the sting. Be careful who you share your soft heart with. Not everyone comes close to love you. Some just want access, not connection. You're not hard to love. You're just asking to be loved right. There's nothing wrong with your standards. You've just outgrown people who never had any. Silence speaks. Pay attention when it gets loud. When someone stops calling, stops showing up, stops trying, that is their answer. Closure isn't always a conversation. Sometimes it's a decision. You might never get the apology, but peace, you can still choose it. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. Your boundaries set the tone. If you allow disrespect, it becomes the standard. You don't need a crowd to feel whole. Being alone can be powerful because peace is better than forced company. Forgiving someone doesn't mean they deserve a spot in your life again. Forgive, but don't forget the lesson. Your peace is not negotiable. If you keep shrinking to make others comfortable, you'll forget how big you truly are. Stop editing yourself just to fit in. You weren't made to be small. You'll stop begging when you remember who you are. The moment you recognize your worth, everything changes. Sometimes you outgrow people who said they'd never leave. You grew. They didn't. That's not your burden to carry. As long as you're doing the right things and not hurting anyone with your actions or words, then remember this. You don't need to convince anyone to love you right. Real love doesn't feel like a performance. It feels safe. Distance won't ruin what's real, but disrespect will. If they cared, you wouldn't be confused. Care shows up, clearly, consistently. You deserve someone who sees your soul, not just your smile. Surface fades. Connection lasts. If something feels off, trust it. Energy doesn't lie, even when words do. Loyalty doesn't mean suffering. It means protection. Love should never cost you your peace. You can't change someone who doesn't want to grow. Love alone won't fix what they won't face. Consistency matters. It's not what they say. It's what they keep showing you. Peace might feel unfamiliar at first, but it's worth getting used to. Let them go if they want to leave. The right ones won't. Just because your love wasn't returned doesn't mean it was wasted. It was real. That still counts. Healing means choosing yourself over what broke you. Some things aren't meant to follow you forward. You probably weren't asking for too much. You were just asking the wrong person. Stop forcing your way into spaces where love should come freely. You don't need to fight to be seen. If peace asked you to close the door, leave it closed. Being strong doesn't mean pretending. It means showing up, even when you're tired. Start giving yourself the love you keep giving away. You deserve that softness too. Not everyone who gets close deserves your trust. Some only come to gather, not to protect. You can miss someone and still move on. Both can be true. If love keeps draining you, maybe it's not love at all. Boundaries aren't cruel. They're how you heal. Watch for consistency, not charm. Anyone can be sweet once. You don't have to stay where you feel small. You were made for more. Letting go isn't giving up on love. It's choosing it for yourself. And yes, you deserve the kind of love you never have to question. The kind that sees you. The kind that stays. The kind that feels like home. If this spoke to you, Maybe it's because your soul's been needing to hear it. Sit with it. And don't forget, you're worth showing up for.